Hi there. Thanks for joining me today. I have something a little different today. I got a little happy mail today. Well, actually yesterday. And what a nice surprise. My husband picked up the mail. Our mailbox is down the road and around the corner. They don't deliver to our houses where I live. And he came in the door with them. He says, I grabbed the mail. And he says, you got a big box here. And I went, I do? And it was happy mail. I was so excited. So I thought I'd open it with you. It's right here. There's two things here. And a lovely, lovely letter from Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. And she sent these two very nice packages that have me very excited. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to hold off. I did read the letter, and thank you so much, Amanda. Your words just brightened my day. Sometimes I feel like I complain too much on YouTube, but there's also a lot that I don't share, and it's been a really difficult few weeks, these past few weeks, and this, what a lovely treat. And the letter itself alone was treat enough. Amanda, you just warmed my heart and brought a smile to my lips and a smile to my heart. And you actually asked 3 questions at the end of your letter. So I'm going to try and remember to do my best and actually answer those questions after we open these packages. So shall we have at it? Let's put this one here and we'll get into this one. I'm going to play with the camera. I think I'm too close. Hold on. There, I think that's better. So first of all, I love this strange stuff. This will get used. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. That'll get used. Let's take a look. Happy mail. Oh. And trail. Oh, tickets. Hot pink tickets. Nice. Vintage tickets. Yes, I don't have any hot pink tickets. Vintage velvet ribbon. Oh, it is velvet. And it's one of my favorite colors. You know me. Oh, these 2 colors right here together. I think in another life I must have been a Buddhist monk or nun, because I love sort of a deep brick burgundy red and a mustardy golden yellow, but I like them together. And oh, these are really nice. Oh, beautiful. My favorite colors. New, found on Amazon, applies like vellum, opaque and slightly translucent. Oh, and a little happy face. Oh yeah, they're a little sticker. Hagen's Magnolia Balm for a marvelous liquid for complexion. Oh, aren't these pretty? Oh, I may have to put one of these in Violet, or maybe in Wonderfully Good. Oh, we'll see, or maybe one in both. Okay, I'm going to put this here and this here. And it looks like you were making things. Amanda, were you making things? Oh, look. Oh, they're little pockets. Green tea pocket with vintage lace and Tim Holtz. What a great idea. So this is from a tea bag, and then a stamp with a little bit of lace and some sewing around the edge. What a neat idea. Black tea, pocket I made, ink and sewn. Oh, and some nice Shinuki knots there. Well done. You know I like a good Shinuki tangle thread. Aren't these cute? These are, I don't see these little tea packets very often. I buy my boxes of tea. I think there's 214 in a box, and it's just the tea bags thrown right in a box. When you are as addicted to Tetley tea as I am, the tea bags are just tossed in the box. So what a cute idea to do with the when your tea bags are wrapped individually. You know what, I'm going to keep my eye out. Hubby and I are really hoping for a cruise soon, and they've always got interesting tea bags on the cruise ship. And I have a feeling I'm going to be coming home with strange little pieces of paper from the ship. Vintage lace trim. Vintage lace, Tim Holtz, and sewn tickets. Oh, right here. Okay. What a cute idea. And then the idea of just sewing the tickets, and then they can be put on a page. Well, that makes life easier, doesn't it? Just sew it. Oh, I've been doing a whole bunch of these for Violet. Keep this coupon. Oh, isn't that a great idea? Okay, clever idea. Thank you very much. So I will hold these up so you guys can get a better look at these cute, tiny little pockets. I may sneak one of these into Violet. Maybe the butterfly one. Let's see. New but pretty. Oh, I know what I'm going to use these for. One of these. I got started behind the scenes on another journal, on the Fairy Queen, and one of the there's several stories called The Fairy Queen, but the one in particular, The Fairy Queen, often refers to Elizabeth I. And I was thinking of finding a picture of Elizabeth I and giving her some butterfly wings so that she could be Fairy Queen. And I now have my choice of beautiful butterfly wings. Oh, it's a nice napkin. Lovely. I like those colors. And are these? That looks like a huge postcard. Photography. Look at that. Oh, those are hydrangea. I love hydrangea. Oh, these are beautiful, Amanda. Thank you so much. Look at that. Is this from a Sizzix? Do you have a Sizzix with this cutter thing? Because honestly, that's beautiful. I've never seen anything like that. Here, let me hold it against the pink so you can see that those are actually, you can see through it. That's beautiful. I love these. Look at this one. It's like a whole frame. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are nice. I really love these. And I like the little bit of inking that you've done around the edge. And I like that you gave me a lot. You know what, I'll be honest. I really like that there's a lot of them. Although I may have to hoard them just for a little while. Isn't that something? Oh, isn't that pretty? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna do what you did and keep those inside there for now so that they're safe. I'm gonna put all these back together like this for the time being. Oh, you spoiled me already, and there's still another package to open. What a treat. All right, let's see. Oh, I heard something hit the floor. Hold on. It was a paper clip. But when you've got a doggy in the house, you can't have paper clips on the floor. All right, this tissue will get used. And so will this. Oh. What have you sent me? Bubble wrap. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, look at that. The life and love of Beatrix Potter. Oh my goodness, Amanda, this tin is beautiful. There's Miss Moffat and Jemima Puddle Duck. Oh, look at them all. Oh, Mrs. Tiggywinkle. Oh. Oh, I love this tin. I love rectangular tins. Thank you so much. Wow. Oh, I might have to switch out. I have my sewing stuff in this tin for sewing signatures, but I may have to put them in the Beatrix Potter tin just so that I can look at it all the time, and it feels like there's still things in it. Oh, there's still things in it, yes. A little happy mail for our favorite junk journal artist from the Matthew. Oh wow. Oh, hold on. Let me see if this is private. First of all, we know who that is. Our favorite. The Frida fan club. I think we could start a junk journal Frida fan club. Oh my goodness. I love these Post-it notes. Frida Kahlo Post-it notes. Oh, I love that. I don't know if I could ever use them. Oh, I think there's another note here. I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause and read the note, so hold on. Oh my goodness. Another beautiful note from you, Amanda. You can't do this to me. I'm up here looking for Kleenexes, and all I could find was paper towels. And I'm not going to read it. It's very private, but I'm glad to hear things are doing really well on your end, in your little corner of the woods in the world over there. But I love what it says there. What comes from the heart goes to the heart. Ain't that the truth? Oh my goodness. So let's see what's in here. First of all, I love the color of this tissue. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. Wow. Oh, I love this. This little bracelet and a little charm. I love this. Thank you so much. Did you make this, Amanda? Or perhaps your husband? Hi, Amanda's husband. Not to give away secrets, but I've heard that you like to watch too. Oh, let me see. Maybe this explains it. Dear, okay. I have to pause. Sorry. How did you write so much? This was lovely. So this is made from rolled paper. All these little rainbow colors. And you know I love rainbows. My family is a big rainbow family. And we are very, very rainbow inclusive in my family. So I love this. I absolutely love this. It's so pretty. I can't believe those are coiled pieces of tiny pieces of paper. I hope you can see that. And then this little, I wonder if I can put this onto my bracelet. I'll put it onto the lobster claw, maybe. Oh. Okay, you have spoiled me rotten. This, talk about having rotten winter. Here's my week last week. This is what's left of my, I'm showing off my rainbow colors from my IV, from having my liver biopsy. They took 3 chunks out of my liver last week. Just to figure out what else is going on in there. Okay, this looks cool. I love this bracelet. I love it. You're going to see this on my wrist in my videos a lot this summer. Thank you so much. Oh, yay. Wallpaper borders. Gotta love wallpaper borders. I was just using some. Oh, that's pretty. I like those colors. These will get used. Isn't that the perfect width for pockets? To put into a journal. These are really neat. Discovered this wild metal ribbon at the Dollar Tree. Oh, your Dollar Tree is better than ours. I wondered if they could be used for metal tabs, corners, trim accents. Yes. Oh, this is going to get my brain going. I've never seen anything like this at our Dollar Tree. And I was just there the other day. I wonder. Don't worry, I got these from Dollarama. Don't worry. She's using those scissors on metal or the heavy plastic. I got them at the Dollarama. Yeah, there's got to be something we can do with this, because this is really, really cool. Same with this. Now you got my brain going. Unopened thrifted gold. Look at that. Isn't that pretty with the pink? The pink and green flowers. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, more tickets. Yay. Okay, love tickets. A bookmark from the seminary my husband attends. Tea-dyed, of course. Well done. We read to know we are not alone. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, I'm going to put that in the book that I'm taking with me when we hopefully get away for our little break. Some more of this. Yes. Music sheets. Johann Sebastian Bach. 1922. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, huge cards. Ginormo. Playing cards I found at the thrift store. Look at her. Is that the Fairy Queen? Oh, and 5's my lucky number. Thank you. Look at all those 5s. 5's my lucky number. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? There's a few. Stunning, genuine ephemera I found thrifting as is. I did not tea-dye these. Wow. Wow. Oh, those were a good find. They're beautiful. Isn't that nice? Boy, this is the tin that keeps on giving. Another thrifted find. Oh, look how beautiful this fabric is. Oh, it's so delicate. The colors are just lovely. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Oh, these will be used in journals. These should be shown off. These might have to end up being end papers. Wow. Amanda, you spoiled me. And Amanda's hubby. You two have spoiled me rotten. What a lovely treat. I actually was at a different doctor today, so I saved this for when I got home from the doctor. And the doctor, this visit should be a good one. Apparently I should start feeling much better within about 1 to 4 days. You know what? I'll tell you. I had Botox up and down both sides of my spine, from the base of my skull down to, I don't know, I guess to my lower rib cage, to wherever my bra strap is down there, because I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, and this is completely separate from everything else going on in my life, but I have what's called cervical dystonia, and it's a neuromuscular disorder. It's in the same family as, I'm on the same medications as people who have Parkinson's and multiple sclerosis. But if this Botox works, they should be able to take me off of that medication, which I wasn't doing so well on. Plus, that medication has to be processed through my liver. So the easier they can be on my liver, the better. Thank goodness for our health care, because it's all covered. Anyhow, so I spent the day getting needles up and down my spine. So to come home and be spoiled rotten with all these presents, all these beautiful, beautifully put together, thoughtful gifts, is just, I'm at a loss for words. I really truly am. So sweet. Oh my goodness. Look how cute. Now, let me see if I can answer. You had 3 questions at the end of your letter. So let's see. The one question is, how did you get started junk journaling and why? I think it was serendipitous how I got started junk journaling, because a whole bunch of things came together into the perfect expression of art that I am enjoying at this stage in my life. Because first of all, I have always kept a journal. Now, some people might not like this, but because I'm so honest in my journal keeping, I also do not keep my journals. Simply because they're private, they're a way for me to get my thoughts on paper, clear my head, that sort of thing. And it's not necessarily something I would want posterity to read. So for that reason, I sort of have always kept little journals in little books here and there, and then they get shredded or burned or destroyed in some way eventually. So I've always been a journal keeper. I've always liked thrifting, always. The very first time I ever thrifted, I had a summer job in downtown Toronto. My job was labeling urine bottles. I worked for a life insurance company. My dad worked there, and he got me a job. And there were boxes and boxes. Don't worry, they hadn't been used yet. But it was the bottles, and they needed labels put on them. So I just spent hours and hours running the label over the sponge, placing it on the bottle, putting the bottles in boxes, and then they got shipped all over Canada for Aetna Insurance. And and I would get an hour lunch break, and there was a Goodwill store near where I worked, and so when I would go out for a walk at lunchtime, I didn't even know what a Goodwill store was, because there was no stores like that. I lived out in the suburbs of Toronto, in the east end of Toronto, and yes, I am from Toronto. In case anyone out there is saying she's not from there because she doesn't know how to pronounce it. Oh, I know how to pronounce Toronto. But for the rest of the world, it's Toronto. Anyhow, I went into that Goodwill and my mind was blown. And I found the most perfect paisley scarf. And I wore that scarf till I wore it out. And this was, I was in high school. So I would wear this scarf. My grandmother had an old gray fur coat And when she passed away, I got her fur coat, and I wore her old gray fur coat with my paisley scarf all winter, and I'm sure everyone was looking at me weird, like I was my own version of Pippi Longstocking, but I have always had my own style of dressing. So that was my first exposure to thrifting, when I found that gorgeous paisley scarf, and it was plum, and it was sort of this kind of a robin's egg bluey turquoisey color, shades of that on this silky scarf. I wish I had saved even just a little piece of this scarf. I loved it so much, but I just wore it right out. Anyhow, I began to keep a bullet journal. When I started working as a hairstylist, I was using my appointment book started just becoming almost its own daily journal for me. Fortunately, I was self-employed and working for myself. I had a salon in my home. And then I discovered bullet journaling, and it was easier for me to keep than the appointment books that I was using for my hair clients, because the bullet journaling allowed me to put more things in, squeezing in between. Well, on YouTube, when I put in bullet journaling, I discovered that there were artists making their bullet journals really pretty, and I thought, oh, I like that, because I've always been into artwork and art. And you know, I took a 2-year. I won a scholarship to the Art Gallery of Ontario for 2 years. I've mentioned that before. So the artistic bullet journaling intrigued me, and that didn't last very long because I didn't have time to be doing that at the time. I needed to earn a living. I was a single mom by then. So then, but YouTube said, if you enjoy bullet journaling, you might enjoy this. You know how YouTube gives suggestions? And it was for a junk journal. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's old things, old books, old papers, all that old beautiful writing in really, really funky, grungy, shabby chic kind of style. And I thought, I can do all that. I know I can do all that. So I just started playing. I started buying up things here and there, trying to figure out what my style was, because for a long time I thought I just wanted to make little golden book junk journals forever and ever and ever. And then I discovered that I really liked beautiful old books better. Then I just, I started having people word of mouth wanting to purchase my books. And then it was Pam on YouTube. I was complimenting one of her videos, and she said, you need to do your own videos. I had been on Instagram by then posting pictures of my junk journals. And that's how I ended up on YouTube. I didn't have a clamp and a holder, so I tied my phone to a table leg, and then I put the table leg into a vase so that it hung on an angle and hung over my desk. So if you watch some of my really early videos, they might look a little bit weird because my phone was literally tied to a table leg. I'm off topic, I think. That's how I ended up doing junk journaling. And at first I was doing 3-hole pamphlet stitch right through the spine, and then I learned how to do a hidden hollow back spine thanks to Nick the Booksmith and her courses. I highly recommend. And then watching several of my favorites, who have also in turn taught me things. That's what I love about this community. We all teach each other things. So that's how I started into junk journaling. And this is the longest I've gone with a certain kind of artwork, and I'm still not tired of it. I'm looking at all these books on my shelves and I'm thinking, I got a lot of work ahead of me. If I'm going to get these journals completed, I got a lot of work ahead of me. All right, that was only question 1. I talk too much. Do you have recommendations for how many signatures you put in a book? For example, odd or even, amount of ratio, number of pages, etc. Okay, this is a very good question. Most junk journalers I know, let me get a ruler, they measure how many signatures they're going to put in their book by measuring the spine. Let's say the spine is 2 inches. It's very common in the junk journaling world to use 1 signature for every 1/4 inch. But as I am well known repetitively for saying it, I would rather see more signatures and thinner. I think you get a nicer looking profile of your book. I'll get Violet as an example here. So Violet is a 2-inch spine. Here she is. And if you can see there, she has 11 signatures in there. Now, in the usual junk journaling world, a 2-inch spine, it would be quite appropriate to put 8 signatures in. But I prefer to do odd numbers of signatures because for me it's easier with an odd number. I always know there will be 1 signature that will go dead center down the middle of my spine, and then it's easier for me to spread out how many signatures I will have on either side of the spine to figure that out. So I usually eyeball the width of, I measure the width of the spine, and then, so if it was a 1-inch spine and I think, all right, so normally it would be 4 inches, I would probably do 5 signatures. Normally, not 4 inches, 4 signatures. I would do 5 signatures, possibly instead maybe 7 smaller signatures. If I was using very thin papers, I could bump it up to 7. But I will always do an uneven number of signatures. It's just easier for me. I know some people do just fine with an even number of signatures. My brain works better with an odd number. I guess I have an odd brain. And again, I always bump it up higher rather than lower. My signatures have different amounts of pages per signature, different numbers of folios. And the reason for that is because I don't use all the same papers, and some papers are heavier than others. Sometimes there's scrapbook paper in there, sometimes there's tissue paper in there, sometimes there's a doily in there. So what I do is I start with a base of maybe 4 folios. A folio is the folded sheet of paper. And then when you put several of them together, that becomes your signature. So I will usually start with maybe 4 folios to make my signature, but then I go from there to make each one unique. And that's how I can end up with different numbers of pages. Like this, doing a tip out will make it heavier, bulkier. So, and for me, the best way to know is by just doing the squeeze test. By the end, when I think I've got all, for example, 11 signatures done, I will squeeze to make sure they feel like they're about the same weight or heaviness. Plus, I find when you're doing a junk journal, because of the hinge on the front and on the back, I find that the signatures, the first signature and the last signature, can actually handle a few more pages than the rest of the book. So if you've got heavier paper or you want to slip a few more extra pages in, I find you can do that in the first signature and the last signature easier. So there's no, unless you're using the exact same paper, at least for my books, each signature will not have the same number of pages in it. There will be different amounts, because I also will use, you know, maybe 2 little pages in where one big one might have been. And let's see, what stitch do you use to sew in your signatures? That depends. When I made Wonderfully Good, I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch here. But when I do my usual hidden hollow back spine, which is my favorite way, I do what's called a running stitch, and I do a 6-hole running stitch. And maybe one of these days I will finally have to do it on camera, but it's one of the most frustrating parts for me, and I really have to concentrate when I'm sewing in signatures. And it's one of the few things that I try really hard not to do on camera. But I do a running stitch, so I will punch in 2 holes at the top, 2 holes at the bottom, and 2 holes in the middle, and then I go in and out, in and out, in and out, and knot it off. Each one gets knotted individually, and then they get glued across the back. So there's really no point to that kind of stitching if you're planning on stitching right through the spine the way this one is, because that's showing a running stitch. I just don't know, I can't see how it would be pretty, but I'm sure someone would find a way. And then there's sometimes when I'll use a faux stitch on the spine that has nothing to do with how many signatures are inside. If you've watched any of my previous videos where I've done faux stitching on a spine and then still put in a hidden hollow back spine. So I hope that answers your questions. You said the 5-hole pamphlet stitch is not your favorite. It's not my favorite either. And in fact, I find the 3-hole pamphlet stitch very challenging. I'm just one of those people that I always end up putting my needle right through the thread. And oh boy, that can be frustrating. So hopefully I've answered your question. I've gone on really long, but I wanted to relish opening this lovely gift that you sent me. I am overwhelmed at not only how thoughtful this gift is, but your thoughtful letters inside. That it means so much to me, and it couldn't have come on a better day for me. What a nice thing to come home to. It's been quite a week. So thank you, Amanda. and Amanda's hubby. And thank you for my rainbow bracelet. I love that. That's just beautiful. All right, I will let you go now. That might have been the longest Happy Mail I opened in a donkey's age, as my mom would say. Oh, I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to put in this tin. Well, again, thank you, Amanda and Amanda's hubby. And to everyone else, if you're still here after all that, thank you. Let me know what you think down there and in the comments. And hopefully, I have been just clicking love, the little love heart, just this past week as I've been recuperating. And so hopefully I can get back to at least saying hi and good morning when you say hi and good morning down in the comments. So have a great rest of your day, and we will get together soon, most likely at some point over the weekend. Take care, everyone. Bye. Well, here, I'll lift that up. Bye.